Hello everyone, welcome to the Whistling Hermit's One Card Spread series. Note that this video is divided into three parts. A short introduction, which we are doing right now. Part 1, which is a descriptive study of the card for the day. And Part 2, which is a reading from the Handbook of the Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. If you want to navigate directly to any of the three parts mentioned, just click on their respective links at the timestamp provided in the description of this video. This video series is primarily intended for learning how to read the tarot. However, you can also use this as a card reading for the day. This is a timeless reading, so if you are watching this now, its message might be for you. In this series, we will be using the Giant Rider Waite Tarot deck. We will also be using the Handbook of the Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. The first part of the video will be a descriptive study of a specific card in the tarot. We will describe what we see and the insights and feelings we gather from what we see. Now, the first part is characterized by spontaneity. We allow the cards to speak to us regardless of the generally accepted meaning of the card. By doing this, we hope to increase our intuitive capacity for reading the tarot cards. In the second part, we will be reading the description of the card taken from the booklet of the Tarot of A.E. Waite by AGM Urania. If you intend to use this as a timeless reading, you can randomly choose any card in the series that resonates with you. An alternative approach is to shuffle a Rider Waite Tarot deck and pick a card randomly. You can then choose the card in the video series that corresponds to the card you picked. Note that this series is a work in progress and it might take some time for the 78 cards to be completely read. So, without any further delay, let us proceed to the card for the day. We are now in part 1 of the 9 of Swords. No? So this 9 of Swords is related to the 9 of the Major Arcana, which is the Hermit. And when you see, this person is undergoing inner trials. It's not sort of like a worsening of the situation of a person. When you look at the 8 of Cards, no? This person is feeling helpless and at the same time bound, and there are a lot of things that are troubling her mind and she is unable to see what is happening. Here it is similar also, but this one is that the turmoil that the person is encountering at daylight has extended even at night time. That the person is even troubled within their sleep. Sometimes a person, when they have problems, they are not able to sleep also. These swords that symbolizes as if these swords are piercing her and her face, she's holding her face, covering her face, just like this one is blindfolded. This blindfold might have been given by other people, but this one now, the covering of the face is being done by the person itself. So it seems like this situation is much worse than the other one, because even at night time the person is troubled and is unable to sleep. Even this comforter, which should have brought comfort to her and give her a comfortable sleep, seems to not have any effect at this present time. The person is troubled with a lot of worries and a lot of thoughts. And when you look at the background, everything is black. So it is nighttime at the same time that the situation is really very dim at this time. So it's really a very, very trying. This card symbolizes that the person is undergoing a lot of inner turmoil. In a certain sense, it is related to the inward looking of the hermit, but the difference is that the hermit is able to have the light. Maybe what is lacking in this person right now is that they are too preoccupied, just like in the cups in the previously, when you look at the the other images of the cups wherein the person is too preoccupied with the spilled cup that they fail to see the cups that is being given from the divine. At the same time, this person is also so troubled with a lot of things that they are unable to sleep, and they only could think of their problems. They are sort of at this moment, they might have forgotten already that they are that of the presence of the divine in their life. Unlike the hermit, who is constantly in touch with his inner self at the same time is in touch with the divine, he is able to find some light in the darkness. This one, you cannot find some light in the darkness. Maybe it's because the missing element is the presence of the divine in the present struggle of the person. Maybe if you are at this moment in your time where you are being troubled, the invitation maybe is to be aware that you are not alone and that the divine is with you, and you have only to entrust whatever these things are troubling you. You just need to entrust it to the divine so that you will be able to make it through. Such moments as this one are passing. They will not persevere. These too will pass. Well, that's it for now. Let us go to part 2 of the Nine of Swords. We are now in part 2 of our one card spread series, and our card for today is the Nine of Swords. Let us now read from the booklet of the Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. Nine of Swords. Throughout this suit, we have seen people blindfolded, huddled, looking backwards, turning away. As the suit develops the theme of how hard it can be to accept the death of the old world. Here, we see another such figure, a woman who sits up in bed and covers her face with her hands. On the surface, it seems as strong a denial as the two. And yet, there is something going on here, a prelude to acceptance. For, after all, she has awoken. The coma of the 4 is over. One of only 2 cards in the deck with a black background. The other is the devil. The 8 embodies the famous dark night of the soul, when we awaken to a terrible truth. Behind her, the swords form a painful ladder of truth. The comforter on the bed indeed gives images of consolation. Red roses for passion alternate with the signs of the zodiac, as if the universe would protect her as she climbs out of despair. Divinatory meanings: painful truth, sadness, the need to face something, warning or advice, beginning the process of climbing out of despair. Action: a time of deep sorrow that must be acknowledged. Well, that concludes part 2 on the Nine of Swords. Until next time, have a great day.